What's going on, everyone? Jack here from Halfchrome, and today I want to talk a little bit more about the DJI Flip. Now, I've already made a video talking about the things that I don't like, and today I want to highlight the things that I really do like about this drone. I think it can be a really good drone for beginners, and today I want to kind of highlight some of those things so you can kind of think about, is this the kind of drone that you're looking for? Hey, thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, I'm Jack. This is Halfchrome. We do a lot of drone reviews, plus a handful of other things. And I do always try to give you both the pros and the cons of the drone. So today's more of a pro video, but I'll throw in some cons there as well because you really need to know what you're buying. If you want to see what I don't like, I've got a link in the video description. I also have some other videos about this. You know, how does it compare to something like the Mini 4K, the Mini 4 Pro, or the Neo? That video's coming, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. All right. Let's get back to this thing, the DJI Flip. And it all starts right here with the camera. I think this is the best camera you can get on a drone that is less than 250 grams. Yeah, that's right. I think it's the best. That's basically because it has the same camera as the Mini 4 Pro. It's fantastic. It has that 1/1.3 inch sensor, which means that you're going to be able to get really good pictures and videos in lower light situations as well as in good daylight. I was incredibly impressed by what this was able to capture at night. That is generally the downfall of mini drones. You can shoot 4K video at 60 frames a second, even slow it down to 100 frames a second. It shoots 48 megapixel photos, and you can even do D-Log M if you want to do a little color grading on your own. The camera is awesome, and that's fantastic because I think that's probably the most important thing on a drone, and this one is great. Another thing that is really nice about this drone that I haven't seen on other drones before, these propeller guards. These propeller guards take safety to another level. There's nothing keeping your fingers away from the propellers on the Mini 4 or the Mini 4K, and it's nice to have that peace of mind. It makes hand catching this a lot easier. Now, I don't recommend that you hand catch your drones, even with propeller guards, right? They're not foolproof. I can get my fingers in there, so you still have to be careful, but it is nice that DJI has added another layer of safety. Plus, these rings on the outside are going to protect the drone itself from different obstacles. A lot of times, if you're flying and you hit a tree, listen, your drone is done. It's going to fall out of the sky, but these propeller guards will act kind of like bumpers a little bit. So it's going to protect your drone. It's going to protect you. There is definitely an added level of safety with this drone because of these guards. I think that alone is a reason that this might be the best drone for beginners. Sure, the Neo does have propeller guards also, but it's a much smaller drone, and the camera certainly isn't on par with this one. Like most drones, you can fly it with a remote controller. I'm using this one, the RC2, with the built-in screen. I love it, but you can also get a less expensive remote that doesn't have a screen, and then you'll use your phone. Or you can fly it exclusively with your phone. I love that this drone has multiple ways to fly it. So if you're, say, backpacking and you want to bring the remote, you can just throw the drone in your backpack and use your phone to fly it. Or if you forgot your phone, you can just unfold this guy and launch it from the palm of your hand. All right, so let me show you how that works. We unfold the drone. Let it kind of cycle through.
Droney.
We have some different options.
Circle. Rocket. Spotlight. Direction track. Follow.
You can kind of see the green light there. It kind of indicates which mode you're in. We're going to do follow here.
Medium.
I hold the button.
3, 2, 1.
When you want to land, you just stick your hand underneath it. Pretty easy and pretty awesome.
Aircraft will power off in 5 seconds. Press any button on aircraft to cancel.
Fold it up and it powers right back off. The next thing I want to talk about, it's so easy and fast to both get in the air and power down. I love that I just unfold it and it turns on. I don't have to worry about pushing a power button. I know that sounds really trivial, but the faster you can get this thing in the air, the faster you can capture those moments that you don't want to miss. And then once you have this guy in the air, it has a bunch of intelligent flight modes. So if you're a beginner, and I think that's who this drone is ideal for, you can kind of learn how to do some of those motions, or kind of see some of those motions that the drone has already programmed in it. You want to do an orbit, there's a circle, you want to do a rocket, a droney, the follow me modes. You heard a lot of them there. There's even master shots where you can really hone in on a subject, and the drone will take a bunch of different clips, really dynamic shots, and then you even stitch them together for you. And yes, it does have return to home. So if you lose sight of the drone or get disoriented, you push a button and it's going to come back to you. Now, right here, this front black part, there's actually a camera in there, an infrared sensor, and that is for obstacle avoidance. So that is nice that we do have obstacle avoidance on this drone. Now, we don't have obstacle avoidance on the back, but there are a couple of sensors on the bottom as well. So this drone will help you avoid obstacles. Now, it is not nearly as good as a lot of the other drones. It's actually a lot like the DJI Spark from a long time ago, where it will work, but you have to be moving slow. I think 3 meters per second, that's like 6.5, 7 miles an hour. We're talking slow jog. Otherwise, it just doesn't work. It doesn't work in sport mode either. You have to be going slow, but it is nice to have that, especially if you're moving slow and you're really trying to get some shots. Now, it's not going to avoid obstacles. It's just going to stop. So it is different. We call it braking on this drone versus obstacle avoidance, or at least DJI calls it braking. Now, you can see on the bottom of the drone that it says ultralight 249 grams. Now that's really important because in the United States, all drones that are 250 grams and more have to be registered. They're subject to remote ID. This guy, because it's smaller, doesn't have to meet either of those requirements. Now, I personally wish this drone did have remote ID. I know a lot of people don't want it, but if it did, that would allow it to be a Category 1 drone, which means I could legally fly it over people. But that's not important for a lot of people. We have this foldable design, which makes it really portable and easy to take with you. Plus, you don't even need to bring your remote. You can just throw this in your bag. I really like that it is so small and portable and light. That is fantastic. It just makes it an easy drone. If I'm going on vacation, this will just fit in my backpack. That's really nice. And even though it is really small, this thing packs a punch. It has some really impressive specs. Now, the flight time is 31 minutes. You have a range of 13 kilometers. That's like 8 miles. Really impressive specs to go along with the 4K camera. This thing is a beast. Now, keep in mind, are you really going to get 31 minutes of flight? No, that's under perfect conditions. Same thing with the flight range. Are you really going to fly 8 miles away? No. Those are under perfect conditions. You're not going to achieve those, but you're going to be able to fly for, 25 minutes on most days probably. And you're going to be able to have a really solid signal for as far as you can see this drone, and that's really nice. Now, the last thing I think is kind of sometimes underappreciated and overlooked is because this thing is made by DJI, that means there are going to be a lot of accessories available for it. Maybe you want some ND filters, or you want to change the color of the propellers or add a skin. Maybe you're not a big fan of this bag that DJI offers and you want your own. Maybe you want something bigger, you want a hard case protector, you want something smaller you can put in a backpack. There are options for this drone. Because it's manufactured by DJI, there are a lot of companies that will make third-party accessories for this drone. If you went with something like this Fimi Mini version 3, listen, it's a great drone. I really like it, but you just don't have the options to customize or add accessories to this thing like you would a DJI drone. There are plenty of other good manufacturers out there, Potensic, Seafly, but again, you're going to be limited on what you can get to accompany your drone. So I hope that was helpful in getting you to understand a little bit more about this Flip and what it has to offer you. No, it's not perfect, but it's a pretty solid drone, and I think a really great place to start. And if you want to know more about this, make sure you check the video description where I talk about the cons, where I compare this thing to other drones, so you can really kind of get a feel if this is the right drone for you. Anyway, thanks for watching. Good luck, everyone, and happy flying.